ensure that you scale in the way that you want to see Revolut scale?
Well, we just have no direction, we have strategy, and then we just keep on executing all the time.
And making sure that people are happy within the company?
Yes, as well.
Immediately, I saw that some of my millennial colleagues in the newsroom were also Revolut users. That is not good for privacy as well, that my colleagues here, who may or may not want me to know who they bank with, I could see them and they could see me straight away. I don't like the privacy angle of that.
Imagine creating a bank with no branches, no lines, no physical offices, just an app, a card, and millions of users around the world. That's how Revolut was born, one of the most disruptive fintech companies on the planet. But how did a simple multi-currency card MVP manage to scale into a global neobank with over 35 million users? Today, I'll tell you how they did it, from their first validation to becoming a digital titan that challenges traditional banks without having to become one. It all started in 2015 when Nikolai Storonsky, a former Lehman Brothers trader, and Vlad Yatsenko, a developer with experience at Deutsche Bank, launched a simple yet powerful product, a card that allowed payments in multiple currencies with no fees. Instead of building a bank from scratch, they began with an MPV, a focused solution for travelers, freelancers, and digital nomads tired of losing money to exchange rates. Their bet was clear: win over the early adopters, those first users willing to try something new. And it worked, because it wasn't just a card, it was a promise to have full control of your money from your phone. Nikolai, born in Russia and now a British citizen, had an obsession with efficiency. And it was that personal frustration that gave Revolut its first push. He once said he couldn't understand how it was still so expensive to exchange money in a digital world. By his side was Vlad Yatsenko, a Ukrainian engineer specialized in financial systems. Vlad had built platforms for big banks and knew just how outdated they were behind the scenes. They both shared the same vision, that banking should work like an app, not like a waiting line. What's interesting is they didn't launch from Silicon Valley, but from London, the perfect place, as one of the world's top fintech hubs, and thanks to the UK's openness to open banking and financial startups. In less than 3 months, they launched their MPV. In less than a year, they were already backed by major investment funds. That's how fast a revolution starts, when your user's pain is also your own. Revolut knew how to identify its early adopters, urban, tech-savvy young people with a global mindset and a strong dislike for traditional bank fees, and the product quickly went viral. With an intuitive UX, zero fees, and a clear value proposition, it began to grow organically. Within months, it was on the radar of the European fintech scene. But growth wasn't enough. They had to become regulated. In 2018, Revolut secured its first banking license in Lithuania, a member of the European Union. This move was strategic. From there, they could operate across the continent while meeting regulatory requirements, without the red tape of other countries. It was a bold but smart choice. Start where regulation is most accessible. This is where they began using what's known as progressive licensing to gradually gain access to regulated markets. An innovative company can't scale alone. It needs an ecosystem, and Revolut understood that perfectly. They integrated with open banking platforms, formed partnerships with Visa and MasterCard, added insurance services, and introduced features like crypto trading, stock investing, travel insurance, cashback and donations, all within the same app. Meanwhile, users kept coming. Word of mouth and viral promotions like giving away shares for referrals did the rest. Revolut doesn't just make money from premium accounts. Its revenue model has 3 pillars: monthly subscriptions, Revolut Plus Premium and Metal, fees on extra products, crypto, stocks, insurance, services for businesses, Revolut Business. Its cost structure is lean: no offices, no paper, no physical branches. What does that mean? Higher margins and massive scalability. At the heart of it all is technology, cloud computing, data analytics, top-tier security, and continuous development. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. Revolut has faced criticism over its intense work culture, impersonal automated support systems, and early accusations of money laundering due to weaker KYC controls. Its fast growth also brought regulatory scrutiny. While their compliance has improved, they still face legal challenges in several jurisdictions. These bumps didn't stop them, but they did force Revolut to professionalize its operations, grow its compliance teams, and take regulation more seriously. Revolut is much more than a pretty app. It's a story about understanding your users, moving fast, and building within an ecosystem to take down century-old giants. It shows that you don't need offices to build trust. You just need a useful product, a loyal community, and a clear strategy. Revolut didn't just expand through licenses and features, it also expanded through digital culture. Its presence on social media is a perfect example of how a fintech can become a global brand without physical offices, but with an active voice in every market. Since the beginning, Revolut has used a multi-platform content strategy, with campaigns targeting young, connected audiences. They're active on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn, with content ranging from finance tips to memes, tutorials, and interactive challenges. What's most interesting is their local global approach. In each country they operate in, they've created local accounts that speak the native language and adapt messages to the local culture. From British influencers showing how to save with Revolut, to content creators in Spain, Germany, or Brazil explaining how to use the app to travel or invest. They've also partnered with popular digital spaces, podcasts, and events around entrepreneurship, tech, and lifestyle. It's not uncommon to see Revolut sponsoring everything from esports tournaments to music festivals, always with a digital-first mindset. Today, Revolut is no longer just a card. It's a financial super app competing on many fronts: payments, transfers, investments, insurance, savings, and business management. One of its boldest moves has been expanding into the US, a much more complex market still dominated by traditional banks. But they're advancing with a similar strategy to Europe, gaining state licenses, partnering locally, and tailoring the product to fit the US market. They're also aiming even higher to become a financial marketplace inside their own app. What does that mean? Instead of just offering their own products, they want third parties, like insurers, brokers, and lenders, to offer services directly within Revolut, like an app store for money. In other words, Revolut doesn't just want to be a digital bank. It wants to be the platform where your entire financial life lives, from daily spending to long-term investments. They're even exploring the future of work, accounts for freelancers, billing tools, and features designed specifically for digital nomads, all while staying true to their focus on automation, efficiency, and user experience. But growth comes with challenges. One of the biggest will be balancing scalability with compliance. The pressure from regulators keeps increasing, and each new market means adapting to new laws, languages, and cultures. They'll also face stronger competition from local neobanks to tech giants like Apple and Google, slowly entering the financial space. Can they stay agile without losing focus? Can they keep their startup identity even as a multinational with over 3,000 employees? Time will tell, but one thing's for sure, Revolut already changed the game, and they did it without a single office in sight. If you enjoyed this story and want to keep learning about the business models that are changing the world, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and leave us a like so more people can discover this content.